Hello, thank you for tuning in. This video is called Don't Assume. If you're somebody who lives in the Woodbridge area and you see people standing out next to me while I'm holding my sign, don't assume that they're helping me. Don't assume that I know them. Don't assume anything. Because just like the word is spelled, A-S-S-U-M-E. Assume. When you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. So don't assume that you know what's going on. Don't assume that they're my friend. Don't assume anything. Because of the people that have come out to me, and there's roughly one person a day for almost 2 years now, only 3 people have actually literally donated or offered me food or something like this to buy some food. Most of them assume that they know what I want and they pick up coffee or something like this. So they clearly don't watch the videos, and they don't know anything about the meditation that I teach or what meditation's all about, that it's all about slowing down your heart rate and your breathing so that your blood passes through your brain slower, so that the theta waves that you're creating from your brain during the meditation on light actually kill the parasites and viruses in your blood. And the slower your blood moves through your brain as this is happening, while you're staring at the reflection of the light, converting that light energy into theta radiation produced naturally from the back of your brain, that you can kill more parasites and viruses if your blood's moving a little bit slower. So your body naturally slows down. This is all a very natural process that takes place. So, yes, theta waves are generated while you're asleep, and that's why the doctor often says, take these pills, it'll make you feel better, get lots of rest. Because he's really telling you, sleep it off and kill the parasites with your own theta waves. But he's not going to tell you that. So I'm telling you. Now, when I meditate on the light comes in my eyes, passes through my optic cortex to the back of my brain, and the light that I'm looking at, the reflection of the sun, or the light that I allow into my eyes through a candle flame at night, actually amplifies the amount of theta radiation produced at the back of my brain, thereby killing more parasites and viruses in my blood. So the reason why I don't get sick anymore is because I'm killing all the parasites and viruses that get into my body and when they pass through my brain while I'm doing the light meditation exercise. Today it's snowing out. This is February, I believe it's the 22nd or 23rd. So it's snowing today. They said it wasn't going to snow till tomorrow. But anyways, so I got snowed on this morning while I was holding my sign. I don't mind. I dress warm. And let's see. Most of the people that come out to talk to me actually are coming out to make fun of me. They say things like, I just stopped to see what this is all about. Or, I stopped to find out what your sign means. Well, there's words written on my sign, and if you speak English, you should be able to understand those words. So when people say, what's your sign mean? What's this all about? I have to assume that they either don't speak English, can't read English, or that they're literally just coming out to waste my time, and more than likely they're actually being paid by somebody to come out and ask me this question, and they really don't care what my answer is, and that becomes very apparent because as I start to talk they say things like yeah, yeah, and then I'll ask them something that would indicate whether they were listening to me, and then they go and they freeze up like a deer in headlights. So these people are being sent out to pretend like they're listening to me, but more importantly, they're being sent out so that the drivers who pass me while I'm standing out there will think that I'm getting help from some people. that I'm getting assistance, that people are actually caring and stopping and talking to me. This is a deception. It is a deception by the very people that I'm helping to expose for murder. Those people that were involved in 9/11 are still in power. And they are literally paying gang members and drug addicts and teenagers. Usually it's younger people, because the young people oftentimes are more susceptible and easily persuaded with a little cash advance or some drugs on the side, you know. And since the CIA is shipping the drugs into the country using the Navy, then they pretty much have access to whatever drugs these kids want. So they say, here you go, here's a little bag of crack cocaine, just go out there and waste an hour talking to this guy, and then you can tell him you have to go and leave. That's all we want you to do. Because the perception that I'm getting through to people, the perception that people are helping me, that the public get when they see people standing there talking to me, will oftentimes cause the people that are driving by to say, oh, see, somebody's talking to him. I don't need to stop. I don't need to offer any help. I don't need to ask him any questions, you know, or find out any more information. There's other people that are checking in on this. Well, if you pay very careful attention, you'll notice that most of those other people are young, teenagers. They're not going to make a difference. Even if they wanted to, they couldn't make a difference because they don't have a position that could help. So if you are somebody who drives by and you happen to know about these videos that I'm posting, don't ignore me just because you think somebody else is paying attention. Just because you see occasionally somebody come out and talk to me. They're not my friends. They're not my buddies. I've never seen them before, and typically I'm never going to see them again. Some of them aren't even from the Woodbridge area. They're literally bringing them in from Alexandria, and there's a huge gang division down in Alexandria. I'm not going to go into any details about Fairfax County Police, but let me just say some of them are involved. So I want you to understand that most of those kids you see out there talking to me are usually drug addicts or gang members. And they're really just there to waste my time. Females, males, doesn't matter. Now, occasionally an adult will stop by and they'll bring me out some cookies and a coffee or something like this. Those people, I truly appreciate their sentiment. But really, if you're going to offer somebody something, you should ask them what they want, first of all. And don't assume that you know what they want. Don't assume that I drink coffee or cocoa. It's got caffeine in it. It speeds up my heart rate, and it's oppositional to the meditation exercise on light. So it doesn't matter if it's cold out or not. If I need something hot, I'll warm myself up, you know, whatever way I'm going to choose to do that. But it's not going to be using the traditional drink from a gas station or a 7-Eleven or a McDonald's food. So, you know, I usually tell people I can't take that food. I can't take that food. Not to mention, if I start accepting food from people that just happen to come by and say, oh, I see you out here all the time and I thought I'd bring you this. Before you know it, somebody's going to put something in the food that could possibly poison me or try to kill me. Because like I said, the people that I'm going against are murderers. This is not a game. My demand peace sign is about creating peace. But that doesn't mean that this is a jaunt through the park. This isn't a game. This isn't some fairy tale story. This is reality. I'm standing on the side of the street because, well, because it's serious. That's why. Because the people who actually committed 9/11 are still in positions of power. As far as I know, none of them have been put in jail. There were no third world country terrorists. And anybody who's telling you that either works for the occult, or works for the murderers, which is the occult, or they're just completely blind to what's going on. Or worse, they actually were involved. And they don't want people to know the truth because then they'll be implicated and they're going to go to prison when it all comes out. So keep that in mind. Don't assume. Thank you for watching.